Okay, I do hemodialysis at home alone, and I will demonstrate for you how I do that. I spent the last 8 months doing the hemodialysis at home alone using this vascular access, which is very risky because the line going in me is connected to my heart, high risk of infection. During the time I was using this, they tried to create a fistula in my right arm and it was not successful. So then they created a fistula in my left arm and it has matured enough and has been successful. So today I will demonstrate how I insert the needles, 1, 2, and it's not hard, it's not painful, it's something most anyone can do at home alone. This is the section of my living room where I do the hemodialysis, again at home alone. So before you get started, you want to have all of your supplies laid out. So here I have the 2 needles ready to go right there, and that's ready to go. This is called heparin. You have to inject a little bit of that into you. And there's a 2x2 like foam sponge, a couple of 4x4s. I'm going to use this at the end of treatment when I pull the needles out. I'll put this over. Basically it's a large band-aid. And here are my other supplies. I'm going to need these 3 saline syringes that I have to inject into me, and I'll be seated in this chair for 2 hours, and the amount of time I stay connected to the machine is based on how much weight I gain overnight. So at the minimum it's 2 hours, at the maximum it's 4 hours, and so I have everything I need within reaching distance over here. I have my water, a snack, my TV remotes, hand sanitizer. So once you start and you're connected, you're tethered to this dialysis machine. And to get this thing set up, it's about a 30-minute process to get it set up, ready to go. And see, I have these 2 lines here. The arterial is the red line, there's the needle, and there's the blue is the, I think they call it the venous. And so I've already got my settings set up, and that is it. Okay, so you just saw me get started. It's not very hard sticking 2 needles in you. They do give you some of this lidocaine cream that you can rub on the bicep area, and this, what this does, you rub this on about an hour before treatment and it numbs the area. But I've used it a couple times, and yesterday I didn't use it. The needle going in you, it really doesn't hurt that much. It's very little. So the advantage of doing it in my home, obviously I can do it at a time of my convenience, morning, noon, or night. And if this is too much for you, not a problem. The option would be for one to drive to the clinic. In my case, the clinic is only 10 minutes away. Some people, it could be 2, 3, 4 hours away. You would do that 3 days a week, either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, at a time they tell you to arrive. And they would do everything for you. If you can't bear the sight of needle going in you, just close your eyes or look away. But I emphasize, it's not that hard. I don't consider it scary or risky. They teach you step by step how to do it, and you have access to a 24/7 on-call nurse. And this machine here, they brought it to my house, they set it up. I spent 3 weeks at the clinic being taught how to use this machine. The first week I was totally confused, and the second week of the training it started to sink in, the steps to get this machine going, and then the third week it was a breeze. And then the first day in my home doing the treatment, a nurse sat in my living room with me and just observed to make sure I was truly ready to do this on my own. And so my situation, I had still do have polycystic kidney disease. And let's see what I can provide. I have a long incision right here. They had to do this long incision and remove both of my kidneys. My 2 kidneys together weighed more than 20 pounds. They had grown extremely large. And after removing both kidneys, it took 28 staples to close up the incision. I spent 7 days in the hospital, and that was probably the hardest part of this whole process. I was diagnosed 2 years and 1 month ago. The first year I did peritoneal dialysis, and that's where they have like this line going in your stomach. Like, here's the scar where the line was, and they fill you with dialysate. That's the fluid that pulls in the toxins. After about 1 year, that peritoneal dialysis was no longer effective for me, so they had to transition me to hemodialysis. And I started that in it was December of last year. And so now we're in July of 2023. So it's been 8 months that I've been using this vascular access. That's what this is referred to. And again, it's very risky because this line goes in me, is connected to my heart. High risk of infection. Same thing with the peritoneal line going into your peritoneal. This area, the site, high risk of infection. So it's very important to not just keep it clean, but to keep it sterilized. Sterilized is a higher level of cleanliness. Okay, so to add a little more information, okay, this process here uses the fistula. Today is day 7. The first 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, I spent in the clinic. They were teaching me how to do this. And so then Thursday, Friday, and today is Saturday, so actually today is the 6th day. So the last 3 days, I've been by myself, no problem at all. And this machine here is connected to the internet, and it comes with an iPad that allows the dialysis clinic to remotely monitor your treatment. And so this communicates with that machine, and again, this is all connected to the internet. And it has a timer on this thing. Every 30 minutes I have to check my blood pressure and enter the information into the iPad. And so today's treatment is it's 2 hours long, and that's the minimum, 2 hours. At the max, it's 4 hours of me sitting here in this recliner. And what determines the amount of time is between the 2 and 4 hours is the amount of weight I gain overnight. Because like I previously said, both of my kidneys have been removed, which means I have no ability to urinate. And so that is what kind of like determines how much weight I gain overnight. And in most days, it's just 2 hours of treatment. And again, I'm just sitting in my recliner in my living room, and basically the entire time this arm has to stay motionless, because moving it can trigger an alarm on this machine. It's a loud beeping. Basically it says, hey, there's a disruption in the blood flow, the speed of it rather, and so I have to stop the alarm. But to avoid the alarms, I just keep my left arm still. I don't move it. Everything I need, my TV remotes, my personal tablet computer, everything is within reach of my right arm. And so whether it's 2 hours, 4 hours, again, it's not bad. And based on the situation I'm in, I have nothing to complain about. I'm very blessed. And eventually I will get a kidney, and life will go on. I'll be back on the saddle, as they say. So if there are any parts of this video that kind of bore you, just adjust the speed on your end. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments below, and I'll answer them. So if you're in this situation, good luck with you. It's not bad. It's not the end of the world. If you know someone in this situation, give them all the support they need, all the support you can give them. And if you can, donate a kidney to him. It's not that hard of a process. It's very strict. You have to be very healthy. And so I encourage that. In my case, I've had about 20 people sign up to give me a kidney. All were medically denied. A person has to be very, very healthy to donate a kidney. The biggest disqualifying factor is obesity. A person cannot be overweight, and that is a big issue in this country. 2/3 of people in this country are overweight. That's just from a medical point of view, and so it's just too risky, and so that's the biggest disqualifying factor. And obviously a potential donor cannot be a smoker, cannot be a drinker. If that were the case, they would have to stop for 6 months, and medical tests can confirm that a person has stopped smoking and drinking for 6 months. They can tell. And so I would not expect anyone to do that. And so, but I feel privileged that I've had 20 people sign up to give me a kidney. I don't know if I'd want to give anyone a kidney. If I were to give someone a kidney, it'd have to be a real special person, someone who's worthy. So again, I don't want to go on a rambling rant or whatever, but again, I hope you find this video useful. If you have any questions, put them in the comments and I'll answer. Okay, I have about 1 minute of treatment left, and I'll show you the end of treatment process. And so there's a timer on here, so that's how I know I have 1 minute. And I'll show you how this goes. So I'm still on 1 minute, less than a minute, and you're gonna hear the machine here beep, and that's the end of treatment. And I'll show you that process. So the top line is the blue line, the bottom line here is the red line. Red is arterial, the blue is venous. Even though I'm home alone, they advise I wear a mask. Okay, that was the beep. Okay, so I'll come here, I'll press the stop button, and then let's see, I clamp and disconnect the red from my arm. So the red here, I'm going to clamp it both ends. I'm going to unscrew it, and I'm going to push this back a little bit so you see I got to connect it to this saline bag. So I'm standing up on the recliner. Okay. I'm disconnecting the red, and there's a saline bag up here with a red line. I'm connecting it to that. Okay. So there's 2 red clamps, one on the saline bag side and the red clamp on the line. I'm going to open it, and then on the machine here there's a button called rinse back. Press it, and then I get one of these, move the camera back, these saline syringes here. I'm going to open it. Okay, connect. Screw it on. Get it good and secure. Okay, this white clamp, I'm going to open it. And then I'm going to go ahead and slowly inject this in me. It doesn't hurt. Okay, get it all in. See, See that? See it going all in? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and clamp. Just white. Okay. Now the rinse back, what that is, there's a saline bag up here. And if you look at this blue line, it's saline going in here. And you'll see it get clear. Takes I got 48 more seconds, 44, 40, it's going down pretty good. Let's see, it's pretty quick. Okay, here you go, 10, 6. You see how the line got clear? Okay, now clamp this, then this white clamp here, clamp it. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this. Okay. And then get up out of my recliner. I'm going to take this blue in here and I'm going to screw it to the saline bag. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and walk to the back of the machine and turn it off because I'm done. There's just a little power button right here in the back. It's off. And then this, there's right here, there's a stop button. Actually, I'm going to pause. Okay. Now the machine is off. Okay, and so now I got it back to me. Now the next step, now see, here you go. Here are the two lines, and they're both clamped. That's clamped, so I'm safe here. The instructions are what they teach you. Again, I'm not teaching, I'm just demonstrating. You have to take your blood pressure sitting and standing up. So, doing my blood pressure. Okay, so I have to enter this into the iPad here. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. Okay, I took my sitting and standing blood pressure. I took my temperature. I checked my body weight, and I entered all of the information here into the iPad. Again, which allows the dialysis clinic to remotely monitor me. Okay, so now the next part, I'm going to go ahead and take off my mask because it's, I don't know, I think it's not that big a deal. Like I said, I'm in my home alone. They would definitely require it if one were to be inside a dialysis clinic. And if that's the case, you'd be in a room with a lot of other people going through their dialysis treatment. And one thing about these dialysis clinics, they are freaking cold. I mean, you have to layer up and bring a blanket. So one of the benefits of me doing it alone in my home, it's nice and comfortable in here. So now we're gonna do the little hard part. Not hard, I don't want to say that. We're going to pull the needles out and patch me up. And so I'll go ahead and do that, and I'm not trying to be gross, just give you a demonstration. If anything, I want this to be a motivational video, so if you're facing this, don't be afraid. You can do it. You got it. Okay, so let's take off this tape here. I kind of just use it just to secure the lines. Okay, so throw this away, and I'm gonna just slowly peel back the tape right here. Just take your time. Okay, throw that away, and take off this tape. And before you start the treatment, you want to pull out several pieces of tape like this and just have it ready to go, because they give you a bunch of these little rolls of tape and you go through a good bit. Okay, so now I showed you these little, like they call them, these sponges. They're 4 by 4 inches. Okay, you just open it up, and there's that. Throw this away, and then they teach you to fold it kind of like in 3, one fold, and you fold it again. So you're like this. Then you do it like fold it again in 3. So like this, then like this. So you have, this is what you have here. Okay. Then you get a piece of tape. I'm going to put it on here just like that. So I got it on there. So now this top line, I'm going to pull that one out first. So I'm going to take this piece of tape off. Be real careful. And okay, just real careful. Okay, set that there, and okay, so now I'm gonna put this right over where the needle is. Okay, now I'm gonna slowly pull it out. Okay, and as I pull out, I'm applying pressure, not too hard, you know. Okay, I'm tugging with my left hand, kind of. Okay, it's coming out. Yes, and pulling a little harder. Okay, hold on. There you go. Okay, now the needle is out. It didn't hurt. Okay, put that there in my trash. And so you're applying pressure. Just relax your arm. My left arm is totally relaxed. I'm advised to hold this, put pressure on it for about 2 or 3 minutes. So I've got a clock here in the wall I'm looking at. I'm going to hold this for about 2 minutes. And so at this point in the video on your end, you can increase the play speed to whatever you want. And but so yeah, but we'll call it yeah, about 2 more minutes. So again, I'm just holding it right there, and so we'll do it 1 more minute. I'll hold it. Okay. So now go ahead and secure this. Get it on there pretty good. Okay. Get this tape on there pretty good. Okay. So that's on there. It's secured. I'm gonna get another piece of tape that I have already prepared. Get that on there. Get that nice and good, nice and secured. Okay. Now I'm gonna get another piece here. Put it on the top side. Okay. Okay. So that's done. Okay, not hard. I'm not one of those types who like to fear monger. Pardon. So okay, so now we're going to do the bottom one. Okay. Take this piece of tape off. Okay. Throw that away. Okay. Alright, so now we just have this one piece of tape holding this needle in. Okay. So I have another one of these, they call them sponges, 4 by 4 inches. Get it out of here. And again, gonna do the tri-fold. So fold it over once, like here, like that. Okay, then you have it like this. Okay, and then just gonna fold this like that. So again, just like the first one. Okay. Then I got a piece of tape right here. Okay. Put that over like that. Okay. So there you go. And now I'm going to take this last piece of tape off carefully. Okay. Now you can see the needle, nothing to be afraid of. Okay, now with my left hand, I'm going to grab the end. I'm going to pull it on here on top. Now with my left wrist, I'm just going to slowly kind of straighten up my arm. Now as you're pulling out, you want to make sure you have a good bit of pressure. Using my right hand, pushing down. Pull it. Okay. It's coming out. Yep. There you go, came out. Now I'm gonna hold this, they say, for about 3 minutes. Now I'm just gonna drop this here in this little trash can. Okay, now my left arm is just totally relaxed. And again, I'm going to do this for about 3 minutes. Hold it down. And just chill out. I was, let's see, how old am I? I'm 48. I'll be 49 here in a few months. It's been 2 years and 2 months. So I was 46 when I was diagnosed. And when I was diagnosed, the doctors were shocked. I was in stage 5, and my kidneys were functioning at 4%. What made me want to go to the doctor is where I worked, they transferred me to night shift. I was working 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Then they said, hey, we need you night shift, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And so total opposite in schedule. And I was having difficulty staying up all night and difficulty sleeping during the day. And so I went to the doctor and said, hey, could you give me some sleeping pills to help me adjust? And so the doctor asked for a blood and urine sample. And so I said, yeah. And so I gave it to her. And the next day she called me in a panic and asked, where are you? What are you doing? I said, I'm at home, just sitting here on the sofa. And she said, can you come to the hospital right now? And I said, yeah. And I asked her why. She said, just come to the hospital. So I drove there. They drew more blood, didn't tell me anything. And then this was a Friday. And she said, hey, she called me back and said, hey, I got an appointment scheduled for you the following Tuesday, and still had no idea. I pull up to this doctor's office and I see this big sign that said kidney care, and I'm like, oh, he's a kidney doctor. And so I walked in, and that's when they said, hey, you have stage 5 kidney disease. And I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought I was going to just get some medication and be on my way, but she said, no, this is a very big deal. And you're not sleeping well because your electrolytes are just off balance. The balance of electrolytes is what helps a person sleep well. Okay, so it's been about 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead. I got this secured. And I don't know if you can see it, but you can see just a little bit of blood there that came through the sponge. No big deal. Okay, get another piece of tape. And so I'm going to put that on here, secured it. Okay, that. So, okay, then get another piece of tape. Put it on here. Get that secured. So, get a little closer. So you see a little bit of blood there, not much that's soaked through. This one not at all. And so I'll keep that there and for a while. And I like to go to the gym after I do my treatment, do some exercising, and I keep this on. And I mean, I do arm curls, I do pull-ups. I mean, I do everything in the gym, but I'm not in there killing myself, or killing it or whatever. But just maintain yourself. And so it like I said, it doesn't hurt. That's it. I'm just gonna clean up and throw this away. And those 2 lines with the needles, I have a sharps container that I'll put that in. And that's about it. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to comment. And that's it. So, if you're in my position, you got this. There's a long waiting list now for a kidney, but there are advancements made in kidney research. The bio-artificial kidney has actually been created, and they're waiting on getting approval from, I believe, the FDA or whatever to actually use it. But things move slow in the medical world. This thing was successfully bench tested 10 years ago. The University of Vanderbilt and University of California at San Francisco, they have worked together to make this thing, and it's literally like the size of like an old cell phone, little flip phone they put in you. And another thing that's been successfully done, they took a kidney from a genetically modified pig, and they connected it to a person who was unfortunately brain dead. But the family gave the doctors permission to connect this kidney, and this was, I think it was January of last year, so January of 2022. And they observed it for, I believe, a 48-hour period, and it would work. It worked, and it was doing its job. And since then, I think they've done it 2 more times, a kidney from a genetically modified pig. So there are advancements, and one thing I could see on the camera, you see a little bit of bruising here, and so that it's not a big deal. I'm not in any pain or anything. It's just something I have to deal with, and it's like I said, now you can see it here in the light, a little bit of bruising, so it's all good. So like I said, perfect looking hair, a little bit of blood, kind of soaked through. So, all right, well, hope you got something out of the video, and if you are diagnosed or know someone who's diagnosed, it's not the end of the world.